Okay, so no, sweetheart. No, get. You okay? Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, so we're doing Temptation Island, Season 1, Episode 1, Temptation Begins. So technically the show was on Fox in 2001, and there were 3 seasons, and then they canceled it. And I guess there's a whole bunch of shows that basically follow the same idea, but they brought this one back. So if you have not...
Hello.
If you have not watched a recap with us before, this is not the episode. We talk about the episode and include our snarky commentary.
It's not the episode?
It's not the actual episode. If you're looking for that, I highly recommend you go up to YouTube and you search for Temptation Island full episode, and it's on there. Or at least it was this morning. So we actually filmed this once before, and it
doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Okay, anyway. So I am so excited to have John watch one of my super trashy shows. At first he was like, I don't want to watch this. This sounds horrible. I don't want to watch couples break up. Because
and guess what? I was right.
Well, come on.
I mean, it's horrible.
It is horrible. But I told him, I said, these are not real couples. Like, there's no prize money. So the only reason that people would go on this show is because they're already horrible people who kind of like the idea of cheating. Or are looking to be discovered. You know, like the actress / model. These are like yoga teacher / models. Chiropractor / models / actors.
Chiropractor / bad haircuts.
Okay. So, but yeah, there's no, I mean, so if you ever have any doubt about these people, there's no prize money. Now, if they were like paying off your mortgage or gonna pay $200,000, then you could see like legitimate real couples going on the show being like, I don't want to cheat, but... You know,
we could pay off our mortgage.
The bank's going to foreclose on our house. So,
but there are other prizes.
Yeah. The kind that you go see a doctor. I don't want to say it in front of the baby. But, you know.
Like crabs. Well, they're at Maui.
They are in Maui. Maui is known for their seafood. Anyway, so we meet the couples, and they're all terrible people. Well, I shouldn't say that. So
that's pretty funny.
Evan and Casey. She's the one who's got like 1,000% more gums than normal and goes ah when she laughs. And his father was murdered by having an affair, which is horrifying.
Well, there are millions of guys lined up to.
I'm just gonna say it's a horrifying fact to slip
her.
into an otherwise completely terrible show. So I was like, man, he needs to be in therapy, not on some reality show. But yeah, she's like, there are millions of men who will marry me, and I'm like, hold on, girl. I'm not saying you should settle, but millions? Like, there's not. The pickings are super slim out there.
There's not 100.
There's not.
There's not 10.
I mean,
there might be 5.
Maybe.
And 6 of those 5 have terrible mental illness.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good scene out there. Now, admittedly, we've been off of it for like a decade. I'm just telling you that that's not a great sticking point. There's Javin and Shari, who I think should just break up now. I don't think we even need to see the show. They're the ones who fought the whole time. They've been together since they were 16, and he cheated.
He only got caught once 5 years ago.
But she wants him to prove that he's changed. And I'm like, once again, counseling is the way you do that, or... I don't know anything.
Or just, let them date other girls, or
just break up, because they are awful together. All they did was fight. Like, when all the terrible people around you are like, man, they are awful. You are in some bad shape. Then there was John and Katie, who, they're the Southern couple, and my first instinct is like, they actually seem somewhat normal, other than her constantly berating him for not being a real man, which is a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, just, if you don't think he's enough, then don't date him. But don't, like... emasculate him and give him a complex just because you don't like him. On the surface, I'm like, oh, they don't seem like the worst people, but I'm sure they're the worst. I'm sure we will very quickly find out that they are, in fact, the worst. And then Carl and Nicole, who are an exercise couple, and apparently she was dating someone when they met, and things progressed slowly, which I think means they just hooked up for a while until she broke up with her boyfriend for him. So... and it's like all this like, oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. I just think we're going to leave the island together. It's like, you know how you could leave the island together? Never come to the island together. Like, that's a simple solution. Like, you don't want to break up. Once again, there's no prize money. Like, and I've seen some people on Twitter talk about how, oh, the writers are saying this, or they've got plot lines or whatever.
Let me just say, if this show has writers... they all need to go back to grade school.
Well, now there are technically writers on reality shows, but what they normally do is they take the existing footage and they try to find compelling stories within the footage. So there is that.
Somebody is writing these comments.
But I personally, and I don't, if you feel differently, this is not a point that we need to argue over. I personally don't feel that there's any script in this other than the host. The host.
This is the hill I'm going to die on.
We're dying on this hill that it's not. But the reason I say this, both John and I, if you are not familiar and we've not mentioned it before, worked on a reality show. And people know what a reality show is. They know what to expect. And they come with their own preconceived notions of how they're going to get camera time. So they're going to be super aggressive or they're going to tell it how it is. Like the one guy who's like, I'm going to tell it like it is and look like a total jerk. I didn't think he looked that much of a jerk because I thought she was already being kind of terrible. So I don't have an opinion either way. I'm not going to pick sides when both sides are awful. So, but my opinion is that they all they have to do is cast people who are clearly they're not really for love. Like if anyone's like, yeah, I've just really, I'm really genuinely looking for love. They're like, next. They're looking for someone who's like, yeah, and I'm looking for love, and I'm willing to fight anyone who gets in my way, and I'm not going to let no one tell me what to do. Like, that's who they're casting. So all they got to do is cast it, set up the situation. And the weird thing is, we're like, oh, you're not going to see your partner.
What's the weird thing?
The only weird thing about this show, the only weird thing, no, is that they said, well, you're not going to see your partner again for 3 weeks. And then in the preview, they immediately bring them back together. Which I get is for the point of, like, let's all watch how awkward this is. But it's to me, the weird thing is, okay, sorry. One of the many weird things is that they, it's like none of the participants, cast, I don't know what you call them, can decide on exactly how they want to play this. Like 1 second they're like, I love you so much, honey. And then the next second the guys are like fist pounding. And then the girls going, oh, there's plenty of room for more muscles in this house. And then it's like, oh, I love you so much. Oh. So I don't really, it's such a contrived situation. I would have loved to see their casting call. Are you in a relationship with someone that you don't really mind destroying publicly? I don't even know.
Do you want to be a Snooki?
Yeah, are you looking for your big break in Hollywood? Here's your chance. Here's your 21-day audition. Guaranteed to get lots of Twitter followers and lifelong psychological problems. So anyway, we'll be here the whole time. Hit us up in the comments. I've never watched any of the previous episodes of this show. Or any similar season.
I mean, are you sure? I mean, it just brings so much meaning to my life.
So, yeah, hit us up in the comments. Tell us what you think. Okay. Oh, okay.
Come here, Zanzibar.